Today, it is my honor to introduce a woman of extraordinary grace, courage, and legacy, Bai Rohaniza Usman, known to many as Atiahani and lovingly as Princess Rohaniza. She carries within her the proud lineage of the Maranao royalty, descendants of Nobel custodians of peace. Her family's heritage as traditional mediators and bridge builders helped shape her destiny to carry forward that mission into our modern world.
A peaceful day, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and mercy be upon all of you. Sending much love and peace vibes to everyone tuning in.
From her childhood during the Gulf War, when sirens and missiles marked her days, she learned early the longing for peace.
This may be a sad part of my life, but I strongly believe that it is really part of my journey. It's an important part of my journey. Because it planted a deep longing in my heart to help children who are affected by conflict and violence.
Guided by her interfaith family roots, her Maranao Muslim father and her Catholic-born mother who embraced Islam, she grew up embodying unity beyond borders and love beyond differences. In 2013, she transformed her vision into the Teach Peace, Build Peace movement, sowing seeds of peace in schools and communities across the Philippines.
With a dream, because there came a point in my life that something was missing, something was lacking. So I prayed, I discerned, and there I had a vision, I had a dream, which is to raise a generation of Filipino children who know what peace truly means, even in the face of conflict and violence.
Her story reminds us that true royalty is not only in the bloodline, but in service to children, to communities, and to humanity. She teaches us that peace is not just learned, it is lived, it is felt, and it begins within.
Art reaches the heart even faster than words. Creative expression helps everyone connect with others. It helps us speak after finding it difficult to share our story, or even face our emotions for a long time. It deepens one's understanding of someone's pain. It deepens one's understanding of someone's narrative. It helps us understand ourselves. It also helps us heal from our past, and it helps us build a kind of hope that gives us space to express how we imagine a more peaceful world for this generation and our future generation.
So join me as we enter the luminous journey of a woman who bridges faith, honors her ancestors, and inspires the next generation of peace heroes. Here is Bai Rohaniza Usman. So for those Filipinos who are tuning in, many of you guys know that we address some of our sisters as Ate, and maybe Atiani, you can actually start with that introduction of how you guys addressed each other in Teach Peace, Build Peace.
Okay. First and foremost, greetings of peace, Ate Liza.
Thank you so much.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here. A peaceful day, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and mercy be upon all of you. Sending much love and peace vibes to everyone tuning in, whether you're listening or watching. Yeah, in Teach Peace, Build Peace movement, we call one another, in our community of peace heroes, we call one another ate or big sister, or kuya, big brother, regardless of what age. So it's because it's part of our one of our core values, which is that sense of family spirit. Yeah, the
Yes.
sense of brotherhood.
Yes, I know, Atiani, you weren't prepared for that, but Atiani and I were communicating earlier prior to the interview, and of course, she asked me to address her as Atiani, which is big sister, even though I am probably the older one here, and I would be the big sister. So I also do that whenever I'm in the Philippines. All the women and men, I call them ate or kuya. It's just a sign of respect for me as a brother or sister to say that. But with that introduction, let's go ahead and jump in, everyone. Atiani, let's begin with your story. Can you take us back to that moment as a child during the Gulf War that shaped the commitment to peace?
Oh wow. My formative years were spent far from the Philippines where I was born. I was born here in the Philippines. I was just 7 years old during Gulf War when my family was living in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, when the Gulf War broke out. Uh, I still remember how everything changed in our lives. Sirens going off when a missile is coming, the feeling and the sound when missiles are dropped. Uh, my dad plastering all our doors and windows just in case a chemical explode, just in case of a chemical explosion that could poison all of us. Uh, and I could vividly recall people getting displaced because of war. Our school even became an evacuation center, and we had to wear our gas masks everywhere. So that was part of my childhood. And I remember talking to one of the Filipinos who got displaced, and I asked him, "What happened? Why are you here?" He said, and I could never ever forget this. He said, "Because of war, I could no longer provide for my family. I could no longer provide for my children." And at that time, I kept asking myself, why is this happening? Why are children caught in the middle of this? So every moment at Eliza during that time, it really stayed with me. This was this may be a sad part of my life, but I strongly believe that it is really part of my journey. It's an
Yeah.
important part of my journey. It because it planted a deep longing in my heart to help children who are affected by conflict and violence, and that's a big part of what I do now. A big part of what Teach Peace, Build Peace movement is doing.
Yeah. You know, Atiani, in most cases, like I shared with you, typically I don't create questions for this, but because of the podcast series and the nature of it, and then in partnership with the International Peace Bureau, I typically take everyone through a background. So I ask them to explain their childhood. And that's really the formative years where everything
Yeah.
gets shaped, whether we're conscious of it or not. And that's why this particular question I wanted to share with the audience, because these are the moments, whether it's in childhood or growing up, that really do shape the future of how we choose to move forward with a lot of purpose in life, most especially with the women that you'll see in the podcast series. But thank you so much for actually sharing that poignant moment in your childhood, that really shows where what is going to unfold here and how you're going to share the mission. Let's, with your identity as a Maranao woman and daughter to both Muslim and Catholic lineage, it's powerful. How has your background shaped your approach to interfaith and intercultural peace building?
Uh, I am a child of an interfaith marriage, and I grew up in a family that sees diversity as a blessing. We were always taught that every religion must be loved, every religion must be respected. My sister and I were raised and immersed on the teachings of both Islam and Christianity. My father is Maranao Muslim from the south, specifically Marawi City, Lanao del Sur. And my mom who converted to Islam, comes from a family who are all Christians. They're from Bulacan, which is part of Central Luzon region. So
Yes.
north, yeah. So it's really a beautiful love story between my parents. Uh, there may have been a lot of tests, a lot of challenges caused by cultural backgrounds and limited knowledge about Muslims during the earlier stages of my mom and dad's love story. But as they say, love knows no boundaries.
Correct.
Love moves in wondrous ways. So my parents became the bridge builders of their families when they were introduced to each other's families. And every moment with them, even if we're the only Muslims in the in my mom's family, it has always been a beautiful and amazing journey. It has always been a beautiful and an amazing experience. I would say, Ateliza, this part of my life taught me early on how we can all be bridge builders in our communities amidst our differences, regardless of who we are, what culture we have, what ethno-linguistic group we belong to. So that's why I approach our interfaith mission in Teach Peace, Build Peace movement with so much curiosity, with so much empathy and compassion. Yeah. So Atalisa, because of my family background, I have always valued and honored every person's story and every person's context. Yeah.
Yes. No, thank you so much for sharing that. That has always been the mission of 8 billion, specifically, as to really build unity. And so that's why, beyond any borders, that's what that's what we are here to do, really. Most especially the women that are on this podcast series, you'll see they come from all walks of life, from all around the world. But one thing that truly binds us is that we're human. And so, again, thank you for sharing that beautiful articulation of two cultures coming together and really bridging something for your family and then for you as the children who are going to be carrying on the legacy. Now, what inspired the creation of Teach Peace, Build Peace movement back in 2013? And what was that early vision?
The I would say at the mission of Teach Peace, Build Peace movement is very, very personal to me. That's why it really comes from such deep discernment and reflection. When I try to look back in my life, I realize how the Almighty prepared me since I was a child. So I shared about the story of my Gulf War story, to my interfaith family background, and to also having elders in our family being peace mediators and who stood up for the rights of our Bangsamoro brothers and sisters. So I also have that background to being exposed to different forms of conflict and violence, especially because I started early as a peace builder. So I got in my professional life, I got exposed to different forms of conflict and violence, wherein 60 to 70% being affected are children. I started being immersed and began serving in conflict affected areas at the age of 21, where we encountered different stories of children, stories that range from discrimination, stories that range from children in armed conflict, neglect, and children who got influenced by groups or actions that caused harm to their lives and stopped them from dreaming, stopped them from what they can possibly achieve for themselves. So I really had that kind of exposure at Eliza. It all started with a vision. I think it all starts with a vision, right, at Eliza? It
Yes.
started with a dream. Because there came a point in my life that something was missing, something was lacking. So I prayed, I discerned, and there I had a vision, I had a dream, which is to raise a generation of Filipino children who know what peace truly means, even in the face of conflict and violence, even in the face of chaos. So I had worked in conflict areas and I saw how children were being shaped by fear,
Yeah.
how children were shaped by trauma, socio-economic challenges, and even hate. Um, and then I kept thinking, I kept on reflecting on these issues. What if peace was something we taught every day, every day? What if, just like science and math, what if peace was taught in such a way wherein it's it's part of our daily life? What if children grew up with tools and techniques, strategies on how to heal themselves, connect with others, and lead even with their own struggles in life? So these were all questions in my mind. Um, and further, I even questioned, what if peace is beyond subject integration?
Right.
And we teach it in a way on how it must be intentionally practiced every day in our lives, beginning with our children and youth. And that's how Teach Peace, Build Peace movement was born at Eliza. And we really give much emphasis on the importance of teaching peace in the formative years of a child. Just like what you mentioned a while ago, formative years of a child is uh, is at a point in a child's life that's very significant. It's very critical in one's identity, in one's purpose. And now, from coming from, it started with a calling, and now it's a movement.
Mm.
Yeah, wow, I'm getting emotional. We're It's become a movement. And now it has become every Teach Peace Build Peace movements or Teach Peace Build Peace movement members' mission. And we look forward to building a citizenry of peace heroes, one child, one family, one school, and one community at a time.
You know, I can't begin to tell you how much that opened up my heart. Not many people know this, but lived in the Philippines on and off in 2012. I was visiting since I was young, but there was something, I come from a business background, so that's why my having to learn everything in through International Peace Bureau and to expand my learning curve with all the women that I had to interview was had to expand into something where it really tested the depths of me, but what I knew was to share my heart. And hopefully, in being able to interview many of you guys, that's really where we would all be able to connect here together and then into the audience. But in 2012, for a short time, I moved to the Philippines because I wanted to be of service. There was something missing in my life. And I had a thriving real estate business, family business, but I knew something was just calling me. My time there was cut off because I had to come back here to the United States. I also had a little boy. So, that was one piece of my life that I felt like it was incomplete. And then after the passing of my mother, I went back in to create 8 billion project, which would start with the Philippines and then expanded into more of this global mission for myself. So I share with you the same sentiment, Adihani, that it is a movement. It is a movement. So thank you so much for your service.
You're a gift. You're a gift, Ate Liza, to thousands of people, especially women. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. But with that, let's continue on. I understand that one of the first communities you served was in Maguindanao during a very volatile time. What was that like, and how did that shape the trajectory of the organization?
It was heavy. It was emotionally intense. This was few days after the Mama Sapano incident. We were there to document stories of children, youth, and families who got affected by the clash. Uh, we wanted to highlight their stories of faith, their stories of strength. When we arrived, the said incident uh, had just displaced families, so it was really heavy. But you know what, Ate Liza, listening to their stories, uh, their stories gave us strength and inspiration to raise more resources so we can help more children and youth who got affected by that incident. So we started we started with bringing their stories to Metro Manila, then followed by partnering with schools and communities in our flagship program. So we started. That's where and when we started our flagship program, which we call the Peace Heroes Formation Program. It started with schools and communities of Peace Heroes Formation Program, and now we call it Peace Heroes Formation Program. So this was the start of showing everyone that peace education is possible even in areas affected by conflict. So this was the start of having models, having examples, because at the time and even now, we still have a lot of challenges when we talk about the integration of peace education in our schools and communities. So this was the start of finding ways in institutionalizing the planting of seeds of peace in the hearts and minds of our children and youth through innovative peace education.
Well, let's
Yeah, that's the
no,
beginning, Ate Liza.
that is the beginning of Peace Heroes, right? Because we're gonna
Yes.
jump into this. Can you walk us through the two main tracks of programs, which are prevention and aftercare, and
Mhm.
how do they complement each other?
Okay. Yeah, this is quite long. It's a long story.
It's okay, we've got time here. This is to share the
The
innovative work.
Thank you, Atelisa. The Peace Heroes Formation Program was established back in 2015 in support of mainstreaming peace education, and we really wanted to improve schools and communities' capacity in establishing a peace education program, as there have been numerous challenges when we talk about the integration of peace education, as I've shared a few minutes ago. The Peace Heroes Formation Program was designed to have models and examples, right? It has two tracks. Uh, One is the Building a Citizenry of Peace Heroes track, which is also known as Prevention and Protection track. This track, ever since, has always been regarded as our approach to having sustainable peace, to nurturing seeds of peace in the hearts and minds of our children and youth. We have been doing this through creating peaceable schools and communities. We have formations for children to be ambassadors, to be good examples, to be models, to become peace heroes in their schools, while also, capacitating
I
the
love that.
different sectors who have such great influence amongst our children and youth. Who are these? Parents, guardians, parents or guardians, teachers, youth leaders, various leaders from their schools and their communities. While we are molding that child to become a peace hero in his or her school and community, we are also creating a peaceable environment for that child to thrive, to feel safe, to feel valued, and to be peaceful and mindful. So that's the prevention and protection track. While the other track, we call it the aftercare peace track. On the other hand, the aftercare peace track is a journey through which returnees, especially children and youth, have strengthened resilience and appreciation for a peaceful coexistence in support of their transformation, reintegration into the community, and aftercare as peaceful citizens. Both tracks go hand in hand. One protects our young people and prevents them from doing things that can cause harm in their lives. And the other one restores and makes them rediscover their strengths and capacities. And Atelisa, I really would like to share stories of our returnees. I really would like to give emphasis that we regard our returnees as brothers and sisters, regardless of their past, as long as there's willingness to learn and the intention to be part of our peace building community is there. A lot of moments about this track really stayed with me, Atelisa. Most of them would usually tell us how Teach Peace, Build Peace movement became their safe space, their safe place. And every time we hear that from them, we always get teary-eyed.
Yeah.
And one of them even wrote how she's grateful for having TPBPM in her life as she learned more about how to cultivate inner peace. And according to her, she will forever carry this with her, especially during difficult times in her life. Some of our youngest brothers in the program are now studying under the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao Ministry of Basic, Higher, and Technical Education's Alternative Learning System. So they're now studying at the Liga. Yeah.
It's amazing.
So proud of them. So proud
I'm
of them.
so proud of them too, Atiani. See what a vision could do from 2013 and then
Yes.
watch it unfold into all of these programs. It's really incredible. The movement now that's been created. It really does. People feel it. And because of that, it's life-changing. I'd love for you, excuse me. Thank you so much for being so gracious as I move through the recovery of my voice, and also to the audience for being so kind. But I'd love to hear more about the Pink Book and how it's used with returnees. What does it symbolize for them, and for you?
Oh yeah, the we call it the Aftercare Peace Track guidebook. It's a labor of love. We we created it we created it to support their integration and healing journey of returnees, uh, including not just the children and youth returnees, but we also included their families. It's a trauma-informed approach. It has a trauma-informed approach and sensitive to religion and culture. It's all about giving them a safe space and opportunity to rediscover themselves, uh, for them to be able to transform their lives towards peace. It's a symbol of beginning a new chapter in their lives. It's a symbol of hope that never gives up, Atalisa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. And how does peace education show up in the classrooms? Can you share specific modules and practices that you feel have been of great impact?
Yeah, a lot of things to share about this, Atalisa. Um, because for us, peace education is beyond subject integration. It is and must be it is and must be holistic for us to be able to create a culture of peace, for us to be able to create a culture of creating peaceful habits, um, for us to be able to create a culture of being able to provide safe spaces for our children and youth, for them to thrive and be peace heroes themselves. In Teach Peace, Build Peace movement, we have what we call creating a peaceable classroom, uh, what we call creating a peaceable classroom or creating a peaceable learning environment. A peaceable classroom was first coined by an elementary school teacher and a conflict resolution expert. His name is Mr. William Kreidler. He saw that conflict in the classroom was caused by a lot of factors, such as exclusion and lack of respect and care for one another. So we further developed and contextualized the peaceable concept to our schools and communities here in the Philippines to help create safe, inclusive spaces where a child feels valued, a child feels heard and seen. We intentionally created strategies, tools, and this is the we have a book. Let me get it here. This
There
is
it is.
yes, yeah. So this is one of our learning resources. Creating it's called Peaceable Classroom
Toolkit.
Toolkit. Yes. So we in this book, you'll see a lot of strategies, tools, and activities to help integrate peace education into our daily routine in the classroom. Again, it's this is beyond subject integration, from having peaceful morning routines like mindful minutes. We have what we call minutes,
Yeah.
which is about starting our day with a peaceful heart and mind through breathing exercises, basically beginning our day with a quiet time, setting our intentions for the day. Yeah, so that's part of our peaceful morning routine. And it's also it's part of the book because we really want this to be mainstreamed, to be institutionalized in schools and communities. We also have what we call Universal Goodness 5, plus Learning to Live Together practices. These were inspired from Peace Rev and Arigato International that guide learners toward responsible and peaceful behavior. We also have been applying, and these are all being done in our schools, the application of peace jargons and peace claps. Yes, which we,
Nice.
yeah, which we originally formulated that consist of peace-focused terms that help reinforce focus, empathy, nonviolence, and understanding in daily interactions. At Elisa, our viewers or listeners can check more of these in our Peace Hero Kids TV YouTube channel. Yes,
Wow.
yes,
No,
Ate.
that's really cool. I was just gonna say for myself, right, and many others, we are never taught like the simple exercises of like breathing exercises, and yet it has like profound benefits to it.
Yes,
We get into, especially myself, we got into our older years and we're starting to learn about meditation, right? And how it can really create so much peace, inner peace within. And so it's
yes,
incredible how you brought that to the children.
yes,
It's something
Ate.
that's free. Yeah.
Imagine having that mindful minutes in every school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really changing the landscape of education. I truly honor your walk. Now,
And
here's
there's more,
another,
Lisa. There's more at Lisa.
yeah, please share.
Yes, on how peace education looks like in our schools. Um, a peaceable classroom management for us also means co-creating peace agreements with our learners.
I love that.
Yes,
Oh, I
yes,
like that.
yes, Ate. It's really you're co-creating that peaceful space, peaceful actions with one another. Yeah, you're co-leading. The kids are co-leading, having that kind of peaceful space with you as the
Can
teacher or as the facilitator.
can you kind of elaborate a little bit more on that? Could you share a
Mhm.
little bit more on that part where they're co-creating and they're actually, I don't want to say negotiating, but but it is something that really could change the face of how people interact with each other, most especially when they're young.
Yes. So it's um, making our learners reflect on what kind of classroom values, what kind of classroom practices that they envision their spaces to be. Uh, how do they envision their classrooms to be peaceable, to be peaceful? What values, what actions, daily actions they would like to see in that space. So that's why it's called co-creating that.
Love that.
Yes.
Wow, you are speaking my language, Atiani, because outside of this podcast series, right, my deep walk in spirituality is about quantum visioning and co-creating.
Wow.
And so I was just like, I came up with an idea. I was like, I'd love to speak to you after this to see how I could help out in any way with some
Yeah.
of the things that I've learned too. I'd love
We've
to see that.
even we even have peace circles out there. We have peace circles and daily check-ins to help students express their feelings and build emotional trust. We also have quiet signals to regain attention calmly and respectfully instead of raising one's voice, and many more. Bottom line is all of these contribute to empowering our children and youth to see peace not as a distant goal, not just as a concept, but as something they could live out daily.
Yeah.
So all of these at Elisa build habits of peace, or what we also call building peaceful habits. And we have schools sharing with us that their bullying cases went down significantly because of these peace education tools and strategies.
Yes. Because it is these moments of reflection right before something happens where you can choose a different path. And sometimes for us as we get older, that's hard because it's, so many programs are really ingrained in us. And yet, when
Yes.
you start this with children, we really are co-creating a beautiful new world. So, gosh, these, you know, it's I, in most cases, I just want to share with the audience, I've had a chance to meet many of the women prior, but with Atiahani's very busy schedule, this is the first time we met. So there's so much unfolding on this podcast. So thank you so much for all of you guys here as you bear with me with all the moments of revelations that are coming out to the work, the in-depth work that she does. But we're going to move into some of my favorite parts. Peace through creativity. Atiani, could you take us through that? How you integrate music, storytelling, and the arts. And what do you believe creative expression is essential to peace building?
Yeah, art is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
We find art as a gift. It's a deep universal language. For us at the Liza, art reaches the heart even faster than words. creative creative expression helps everyone connect with others. It helps us speak after finding it difficult to share our story, or even face our emotions for a long time. It deepens one's understanding of someone's pain. It deepens one's understanding of someone's narrative. It helps us understand ourselves. It also helps us heal from our past, and it helps us build a kind of hope that gives us space to express how we imagine a more peaceful world for this generation and our future generation. For us, peace isn't just taught, it is felt. It is also felt. And art helps us feel it, helps us feel peace.
No, that I'm starting to get emotional because I'm big into the arts, into dance, into expression, into anything that makes you feel like you could really express the beauty that you feel inside. And so, again, something incredible that you're bringing to many of the younger children, not in the places that you're being taught. I would like to see this go worldwide, and I'm pretty sure that might be something that can be achieved in our lifetime through women like us, through the peace builders and the peace heroes. It starts with the children. So really, thank you so much for that. How about music for Peace Camp? Could you share a little bit more about
Oh, one of our favorite programs.
that?
Yeah. Every time we have music for peace camps, we always get teary-eyed from each song being produced by our children, by our youth, and peace partners from different sectors. It it's very much heartfelt because every part of the song comes from one's real thoughts and emotions. Yes, it comes from pain, but it also comes from being hopeful about peace,
Mm,
being hopeful about building a culture of peace amidst different forms of conflict and violence that our young people experienced in their lives. Yeah. And I have, well, all of the songs produced from our music for peace camps are all my favorite. But I just want to share two songs.
yeah,
Just like one of the songs from our batch one of music, we call them musicians for peace ambassadors when
yeah.
they graduate from that camp. It's entitled "Give Peace a Chance,"
Love that.
which is about giving love and peace a chance, believing in the goodness brought by peace, with an emphasis on peace starting from within and peace starting from all of us. The lyrics are, let me see, it's such beautiful lyrics.
Oh,
It's, we're living under the same sun, we're living in the same air. Give love a chance, give peace a chance. Let's be one and aim for the same goal. Believe in the goodness that's brought by peace. It starts within. If we want peace, it will start from you and me.
so well. And really, it does. It starts with
Yeah.
us.
We produced a music video, and probably after this, Ateliza, and to our viewers and listeners, please check out our YouTube channel. So there's
Yes.
a music video entitled "Give Peace a Chance." So that's one of the songs composed by one of our musicians for Peace Ambassadors.
You know, for the audience, what I'll go ahead and do is I'll link all of that in the description box so they can easily find links to some of this, everything that we referenced to in this podcast. And you know what, Atiani, I wanted to say, I've always said this too prior to the podcast series. You know, you change yourself and you change the world. It really starts with each of us. And I know that you're doing this for the children, which will have, like I said, such a profound impact in the world. So thank you.
Inshallah, God willing, Ateliza.
Now, Adihani, you've been doing this work, excuse me, for over a decade. What keeps you going, most especially during the harder days?
Yeah. First and foremost, Ateliza, would be my faith and spirituality. I hold on to these two ever since. My faith and spirituality keep me grounded. They keep me strong. They keep me patient and compassionate, even in most difficult situations and in most difficult conversations. During hard times, it's my faith and spirituality that keep on reminding me to hold on, to never stop believing that everything happens for a reason,
Yeah.
that we all have a purpose in this world. And if we fulfill Allah or God's mission with the purest of our intentions, He will always lead us. He will always guide us. That's why when you check my Facebook, you'll
Mm-hmm.
see these as my profile photo and cover page. Fill your heart with iman. In Arabic, it's an Arabic term which means
Mm-hmm.
faith, and it will become the most peaceful place on earth. And in my cover page, in my cover photo, I mean, it says, take care of the hearts of the people, and Allah will take care of your heart. Yeah, so that's first and foremost
Beautiful.
my faith and spirituality, ate.
Oh,
Um, and next is every member of our community of peace heroes. The the teachers, the parents, soldiers, local government leaders, and most especially our children and youth. When I feel tired or discouraged, I think of their smiles, I think of their laughters, the dreams that they shared with us. I remember a child telling me, Ate, gusto kong maging peace hero tulad ng mga ate at kuya sa Teach Peace. I want to be a peace hero like my big sisters and big brothers in Teach Peace. And reflections like, I want to teach peace like you. Thank you so much for helping me discover what peace truly means. So all of these, Atelisa, they fill up my love and inner peace bucket.
I love that.
And these narratives keep us going and teach peace, build peace movement.
Yeah, I love that, Adiani. For me, especially, all of this resonates because at the core of the mission here, 2 at 8 billion, is unity, always anchored and guided by love, right? That's where it starts from. And I really do honor the path that you take, really diving deep into your spirituality and then really sharing that with the children. Now, here's where we're going to go into deeper reflection. What is your vision for Teach Peace, Build Peace in the next 10 years?
Ah, I, together with the community of our peace heroes, have so many dreams. We have a lot of plans for our Teach Peace, Build Peace movement family. So when we talk about vision, when we talk about having dreams for our community of peace heroes, we continuously envision Teach Peace, Build Peace movement growing even stronger, being more sustainable, inshallah, God willing, and deeply rooted in schools and communities, continuously creating peaceable spaces through both formal and non-formal peace education. As a nonprofit organization, it's always going to be very challenging in terms of resources, but we continuously dream of strengthening our community of peace heroes. We continuously dream of our movement becoming one of the consistent knowledge resources for peace education when it comes to uh, teaching peace to children and youth, where our homegrown theories, strategies, tools that I've shared with you,
Yes.
our creative strategies empower more schools and communities to embrace culture of peace, not just as a lesson in a classroom, but a way of life. Um, and there's this long held vision, long term vision ever since we gave birth to Teach Peace, Build Peace movement. We really dream of the realization of having a sanctuary where peace lives and breathes. A creative, wow, inshallah, God willing, at Liza, a creative learning hub that embodies the heart of peace education. Yeah, so that's one of our
Oh
like,
my gosh, I'm holding, Atiani, I'm really holding that vision for you. I really am.
thank
And
you,
I know
Ate.
it is definitely going to be built out. That
Thank you,
sanctuary. I know
Ate.
it's going to happen, hopefully even before 10 years, but always in the divine timing of our Creator.
Yes, Ate. Yeah, nothing is impossible.
No. If you, I mean, would you have ever imagined where you would be today? Even if I took you back, remember with that question in 2013, could you ever imagine what would have ever unfolded? Right?
Yeah,
So,
it has been
yes,
a it has been challenging, but a very beautiful peace journey, Ate Liza.
right? Exactly. Because
Yeah,
this is what I wanted to share. As you dive deeper into service to others, you dive deeper into finding the deepest crevices of your heart. And there is always more to give. Oh, Atiani, with that, what would you tell for all the young people listening, most especially to the girls who want to change the world?
with so much chaos happening both in our online and offline world, your role is very important. We are born carers and nurturers of our communities. And as young as you are, you can make a difference through your kindness, your voice, your love, and your courage to make this world a peaceful place to live in. Peace begins within our hearts, our minds, our actions every day. Peace begins with you. You are bearers of hope. You are peace storytellers and builders of bridges in communities that long for healing, that long for safe spaces, and that long for peace heroes who could be their light and hope. Please know that you are not alone. We are together in this journey towards building a citizenry of peace heroes. You are the difference. You are the peace.
Mm.
You are the movement. Start creating your own peace story.
I love that. It will inspire, not only the women, the younger women that are looking to rise and make a difference in the world, but to even all the young men. This is not just for women, this is for men. We are building a new world. Thank you so much, Atiani, for all your contributions to creating a beautiful world through Teach Peace, Build Peace. I cannot wait to meet you in person and be able to collaborate with you or to help support the mission in the future. But for those of you in the audience that tuned in and were really touched by the mission, please reach out to Latiani or the Teach Peace, Build Peace team. Could you share with the audience the best way to be able to connect with you and to collaborate and support you?
Yeah, we really hope to expand our mission to more schools and communities. We hope to be able to reach out to more children and youth as part of our Peace Heroes Formation program. And we really want to produce more learning resources to create more spaces and opportunities towards building peaceable spaces for our children and youth. Everyone can contribute to our Peace Gifts project, which is about providing other learning needs of our schools. You can also help in our long-term dream of putting up a peace education sanctuary. Please support Teach Peace, Build Peace movement, whether through your time, talents, and monetary resources. Please like and subscribe to our social media pages. We're in Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under the name Teach Peace, Build Peace Movement. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. And for the audience, like I said earlier in this podcast, everything is always going to be found in the description box that will link to Atiani and Teach Peace, Build Peace work. So Atiani, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for this very moving and touching podcast. May you continue to be an emissary of light and peace in this world. And again, thank you to the audience for tuning in to our second to the last episode of this podcast series. It's truly been an honor to not only be in space with these women as agents of change, but to have connected with many of you guys out in the audience. So thank you again, and stay tuned for our final episode coming up with Nobel Peace Prize nominees, students of Serbia. Thank you, Atiani.
Thank you, Ate Liza. Have a peaceful day, everyone. Have a peaceful day, Ate Liza.
Thank you.